Hello, my name is Kirioth, and that is a plastic Sicaran. Before we get into this video proper, there's a couple of corrections that I need to make from a previous video where we were talking about the Horus Heresy again, because there's a lot of news about that at the moment and I'm genuinely excited about it. Like, I actually am. I've started painting up admittedly it's a Land Raider Achilles, which I don't think you can even use in the new version. I don't know. We'll find out. But I've started painting that up for word bearers because I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I want to be in. I want to be in with the Heresy. The corrections though. I said that I'd pronounced this thing's name wrong for years. Because for years I thought it was Sicaran. I just thought that's what it was called this entire time. And that's because that is what it's called. In the article we were looking at the time, they misspelled it and put an extra I in, so it looked like it was pronounced Sicarian. And at the time I was like, wow, I've missed that. Every single time. I've looked at this tank plenty of times and I've just never noticed that I. That's weird. That's because it doesn't exist. It's not there. I was right all along. They just put an extra letter in and it totally threw me. So that's correction number one. Correction number two is this guy. This Praetor, the one that's painted all like Sons of Horus. I keep calling that a Terminator. Now I've done this multiple times. I've done this a lot. Clearly not a Terminator. There's a power pack on the back of him. But I just see that, and the chonk, the girth, just the size of the lad, the shape of the chest, the way the neck kind of comes up and around the head, like all of that stuff, just the absolute size of the shoulder pads. It looks so much like a Terminator that I have just been automatically writing out the existence of the power pack every time I've seen him. Every single time. Like, something about just the overall style of the armour plus that massive weapon, it just screams Terminator to me, and it's not. It never has been. I've just been getting that wrong every single time. It's amazing what you can do when you make an assumption on first glance and then never think about it again, isn't it? Anyway, back to the matter at hand. This is a plastic Sicaran. Now, I thought we might see this, to be honest, because I vaguely remember seeing a Sicaran or two in the cabinets. So a few people went to the Horus Heresy event that were content creators, and there are a bunch of videos that people have done kind of walking around showing stuff off, and I'm sure I saw a Sicaran, at least one, in a cabinet kind of near a Spartan or one of the Rhinos, and I remember thinking, that's interesting that they'd put that in there if it's not going to be plastic, so it probably is. And lo and behold, here we are. So another what I feel like is a staple of the Heresy. I know that when I see Heresy armies, generally speaking, there's usually at least one of these in there. It's also a great looking tank, which helps a lot. This is also plastic. So, in terms of the options, it just says that there's more weapons than you can shake a stick at. You can choose heavy bolters, las cannons, heavy flamers, Volkite culverins as sponson weapons, and there's a choice of combi weapons, havoc launcher, multi-motor, heavy bolter, heavy flamer as a pintle mounted weapon. So, it looks like what we've got here is I think it's the accelerator autocannon, isn't it? Yes. So, it's fast, you can outflank slower vehicles and use the accelerator autocannon. So it looks like this is the variant that's going to be available in plastic. The thing is, there are other types of Sicaran. You've got the Arcus, you've got the Punisher, you've got the Venator, and you've got the Omega Tank Destroyer. So there's another 4 options for the Sicaran available from Forge World. Now, they've not said anything about whether these options are going to be available in plastic. It seems kind of weird that you would produce like the chassis and then not produce the different turrets in plastic as well, because presumably the plastic one it's the same. I mean, we know it's the same. We could see that it's the same as the resin one. So you'd think that it would be compatible and that it would just be a case of producing these versions in plastic as well, but I can't see anything on the page that suggests that that's the case. The only other thing that I can think is that these will still be available from Forge World, but it will be a case of you're getting a plastic tank with a resin turret. What I really hope is that actually they've just not said it, but there will be multiple variants. They will in fact do every version of the Sicaran in plastic, and that it will be like, maybe not even a multi-part kit, but in a similar way that the Beakies are 20 to a box, well, all the Horus Heresy Marines will be 20 to a box, and then you've got like separate boxes of special and heavy weapons. Maybe it'd be a case of you end up buying a separate box for plastic versions of these different turrets, because the body's the same. The like the central weapon is the same. The sponson weapons are the same. It is literally just a case of a different main armament. Admittedly, with the Venusaur, there is a bit of a difference because you've got the gun being mounted in the hull as opposed to on a turret. But I feel like for at least 3 of those, you could just do a plastic version of those. But it'll be interesting to find out. End of the day, though, this is just another plastic version of something for the Heresy, which is good. Like, the more plastic versions of stuff that they've had around for so long, the better, because it makes it easier to obtain, it makes them easier to work with, there isn't as much faff, it's cheaper, there's no part of it that isn't beneficial to the customer at the end of the day. So, more of this, keep it coming, because I really feel like they're properly shaping up to actually properly support the Horus Heresy again, and it's kind of nice to see. The question is, what do you think? I'm assuming if you like the Sicaran, you like this, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, videos, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.